Hey trainers, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about GBL, but not necessarily like team building and like how to play GBL per se. But we're going to talk about the format, the way GBL is built. Now it's been a while since I've actually talked about the structure of GBL. I made a video before GBL came out when it was announced about what we might be able to see. We did not see that, but you can go check out the video if you want, as well as a video discussing the competitive viability of GBL. Now, for those of you who either know me, follow me on Twitter, Discord, or whatever, you know that I'm very vocal about GBL not being competitive. And frankly, at this point, I am kind of surprised that GBL still exists in the way that it does, that being a blind 3 format. So you'd think that at this point, with the Pokemon Company backing up Pokemon Go and putting it in their competitive circuit with a Show 6 format, that we'd see some changes to GBL now, because there is no real way to practice for the Play Pokemon circuit in-game. You can, of course, we'd say stress test lines, which means you run the same line over and over and over again, which really is just kind of what people tend to do in GBL anyway. But you can run that, but you don't get actual Show 6 practice in-game. Of course, there's like Sylph, and you can, find people to battle on Discord and Twitter and stuff like that. But officially, through the app, there is no way to do Show 6. All that being said, I'm not actually here to talk about implementing a Show 6 format. There's so many things we could talk about with the GBL structure, but that would take far too long, so maybe I'll make some other of those videos later. But today, we're actually going to be talking about this idea that has been around for a while, but it was brought up again by Jonkus on Twitter, and so I just want to talk about that idea because it's something I think would be pretty easy and pretty cool to implement. So I couldn't find the exact tweet, but the idea is to bring a tournament format to in-game PvP. So through this thread, there was a lot of ideas brought up, some being along the lines of a time-based format where you have, like, during this 48 hours on one weekend, maybe this set weekend in-game, you have that amount of time to enter and battle through the tournament, as well as potentials for needing to play a certain number of games or sets the week prior to unlock the ability to enter the tournament. Now, those are just the two ideas that stuck out to me. Of course, there were plenty of others, and if you could go find the tweet, I recommend just looking through it, just because it's kind of interesting to see how the player base views GBL and the competitive aspect of it. But my view is to always make things as accessible to everyone as possible, otherwise it's not truly competitively viable. So I think having a tournament mode be locked behind either how many sets you play a week or your rating at the time, I would personally disagree with those options. So similar to my original GBL redesign video, we're going to go ahead and look at what could be a redesign, or rather a design of a tournament mode for GBL. Now, once again, we are not worried about a Show 6 format. I do think that should have already been implemented, and I don't have time to talk about that right now, so maybe in a future video I can rant about that. So for this design, we're going to take an idea off of something that is already in place that we see content creators using sometimes in other Nintendo games, this being Super Smash Bros. Now, there is an online tournament mode in Smash Bros. Where you join, it's an 8-person bracket, you join the bracket. Once the bracket fills up, you have to lock in your character before going in. And so the bracket starts, you get to see all the characters in the bracket, and you just play until you lose. It's an 8-player bracket, so up to, 3 rounds if you're winning, and it's, I think, single elimination, because it's just a quick online tournament mode. So we're going to base this off of that similar idea. Since this doesn't actually exist, let's just go ahead and pretend that it is open all the time and people are actively playing it. And I'm sure if this did happen, content creators would be all over this, and it would be great for the Twitch and YouTube streaming, all that, for Pokemon Go. But we know how much Niantic appreciates that. Alright, so let's take a look at this little graphic mock-up I made. Now, obviously, this isn't the right scale to fit your phone screen, but let's not worry about that right now. We're here for the ideas. But let's say you join a tournament. So what would happen? As you click to join a tournament, one, you first lock in your team of 3. Now, this will remain hidden and not shown. Again, we're not worried about Show 6 formats because clearly Niantic has shown that they don't really care about that, as we are so many seasons and years through GBL, and it is still blind 3. So as you join a tournament, it would put you into a bracket full of players around your same ELO, similar to how GBL normally, and every ranked game normally matches you up with other players. Now this bracket would also be a single elim, so if you lose the first round, sorry, you're out, but hey, guess what? You can just go join another one. And you'll also notice that I labeled this one as Great League, put the blue background, Great League symbol at top, and wrote Great League in big glowing letters at the bottom. So this could fit into any league. And I also made one to show what it would look like with the Evolution Cup, perhaps. Just any meta. It could fit. Doesn't matter, you choose what kind of tournament you want to join based off what metas are available, and ta-da, there you go. So you would proceed through the bracket playing normal rounds of GBL best of 1 and single elimination. The same teams that you had originally locked in, again, those are hidden because it's GBL, so we're keeping it simple. And then let's say the bracket keeps going and player 7 ends up winning the final round. Player 7 wins, yay, woohoo. Then players would be rewarded based off how many wins they have in a tournament run. Now, this could be like a cumulative thing, so you could play more and more tournaments with a possibility of getting like 3 points towards the rewards at the end. Similar to how GBL sets, you get like, for each win you get another cumulative reward rather than just getting the same thing 5 times in a row for winning 5 games. But this could also add up over a longer period of time, more like the research that we have now for winning like X number of battles, and then you get another set of Stardust, and then you win 100 battles and you get to claim the whole pass or whatever it is. Kind of like a battle pass idea. You could do that. Don't put it behind a paywall. Come on. So that's just the general idea. When you join the tournament, you come in with your preset team of 3. It's blind, best of 1, normal GBL style. Tournament is single elim, and it's for whatever meta is available / you want to play at the time. Maybe it's Evolution Cup. Maybe it's Great League. Maybe it's Ultra or Master League. Whatever. And then players would gain rewards for the number of tournament wins that they have. Now, I know before I mentioned that in the Twitter thread, there was a time constraint put on it. So perhaps this is only available for 48 hours on a specific weekend. Like once a month, there's a weekend open for tournaments. But this is just a basic format to lay out how this could be implemented and how you could see it in GBL. So, as I had previously mentioned, I do think there's lots of things that need to be updated and changed about the format of GBL, especially now that we have Pokemon Go in the official Play Pokemon circuit, and it is a Show 6 1500 Great League format. But if I wanted to cover all those things in one video, it would just go on forever. So, let me know down in the comments if there's another part or aspect of GBL that you would like to see redesigned as an idea or perhaps added to the game. I'm curious to see what the player base thinks. Alright, well, that's about it. Bye.